Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into our last game of the day here on the South Rinks. West Islip against St. Anthony's. It's the Lions against the Friars as we go into another JV matchup. 15 minutes on the clock for the first period. The Lions coming into this game are 4-3-0. The Friars are still perfect on the season at 7-0-0. Off the draw, the Friars looking for control, and we'll take a look back into some of the recent games for both of these teams. The Lions have been a bit of a rough patch after taking a win against the St. Anthony sister team in the junior varsity division. They lost their next game 8-1 to Smithtown Hop Hog Red and lost the next game to the Longwood Lions 9-1. Opportunity out in front, couple of quick stops as West Islip try to get this puck cleared. Lella will get it up the ice off the right side, testing Huber early. Comes up with the save and covers up. 14:21 remain in the first period. St. Anthony's, obviously I can't say they've done anything but win, but their recent score lines were 1-0 against Ward Melville, 5-0 win against Northport Huntington, a 12-0 win against Smithtown Hop Hog Blue, and a 6-0 win against Sachem. Those are their last 5 games. Obviously some very dominant score lines mixed in there. There's only been 2 occasions this year where the Friars have only won a game by 1 goal. That's just how good this junior varsity division, this junior varsity team has been playing. Aspamonte with it down low as it cycled off to the far side. Rainey dumps it back down the wall. Shot goes up high but is saved. Anthony Costa in the net today for the Lions. Oh, check that. There's Elko in the net. Giacopi trying to turn around for a shot, whistles it. Hits off the boards and carries all the way down to Huber, trying to communicate with his team and just covers up to be safe. Off the O-zone draw. Friars chip it away. Getting in there is Nigalanda. Nigalanda will force the puck out into the Friars bench, and we'll take another faceoff. Shot goes wide. Banks off the end wall. Comes around for Trezera. Can't get it away. Juliana Hoffman a chance to put it into the blue paint. Now the Friars find it. Wheel up. 3-on-2. Back checks are coming. Trezera trying to drag around for a shot. Interrupted by Titchens. Not out of the zone just yet. Jake battling for it again and will clear it. Shot. Huber made the save. Pass up to the blue line. Joplanowski tried it. Ends up deflecting off the boards. Goes to the corner. Centering feed again. Friars step on top and look to clear the zone. Ryan Welter carrying it through traffic. Dices past the blue line. Welter almost pulling a string there. Elko deflects it off to the corner. Friars go to work there. Carries around to the near side. Lino trying to go off the wall and towards the middle. Puck does come out in front. First opportunity, and the Friars weren't far off there, getting plenty of traffic in front. Speed for Healy going ahead. Couldn't get there in time and loses his stick in the play. Worked around for West Islip, but they give it right back to Healy. Savalos. Good move for him. Now into a stick battle. Savalos trying for one more. Poked away from his control. And the Friars are sent packing. 4 minutes gone by in this first period. Not a whole lot of action between these two teams just yet, as Rainey tries to get it around Bonkov. Bonkov couldn't get through Liam Healy. Springs Savalos forward. Savalos stick lifted from behind. Puck and guided down below the goal line. Jeremy Sinclair will wrist it around, held alive at the near point by the Friars. Tipped past just barely by the Lions, and it's back for Trezera, carrying it into his own end. Deep towards the goal line before turning around for the pass. Rondazzo picks it off the boards, turns it into a shot off to the left side of the goal. Healy. Good move for Healy, getting in front. Stick once again interrupted by Kevin Mills this time, as the Friars continue to not get these clean looks that they're getting so close to. Cummings to the perimeter. Andrew Savalos dekes past one. Spills out, but his captain is there to help. Liam Healy jukes past the blue line, looking to get around one more man. Sends it towards the slot. No shot. Follow-up maybe. Trying to reposition quickly is Trezera. Brings it down low. Puck fluttering loose. Still towards the crease, and the Lions once again get it out. Good defense from West Islip to start us off. Now a dump in, no icing on the play. McCormick in Pap. Aspromonte gives it off. A little bit of speed for Giacopi. To the goal line, Giacopi, a shot save made. And we'll get a whistle with 8:24 remaining in the first. Puck comes up to the blue line. Giacopi feeding around, looking to get it back from McCormick, and does. Shot is interrupted out in front and pops all the way to the neutral zone. Dump and attempt. Bonkov will go after it, digs it out from the goal line. Wraps around to the far side of the rink before sliding it over to Palmieri. McCormick with a little bit of room. Head up to Aspromonte, but fanned on the pass a little bit. Minervini with it here. Puts it around. Bonkov, a touch. Can't clear the zone as McCormick was right in front of his face. Giacopi with it again. Dives down below the goal line. Pops up the other side. Giacopi, a shot. Save is made. As Ryan Welter on the draw does win it out for his team, and an extension with the glove. Elko does pull it in for another whistle with 7:16 remaining in the first period. Another draw coming off to his left side. Something I've noticed about this St. Anthony's team so far this season is they tend to score goals in bunches. Once they start rolling, they act as a bit of a plow, but it can take them a little bit to get going. Thankfully, they also play some structured defense on the other end, so they don't find themselves in any real deficits as Trezera flips the puck in deep. Trezera once again tested at that point, trying to wrap it around. This time Lino gets a little bit of a better look at it, slides it across, sharp angle on the shot, and it goes off the outside for Kamashiro. Puck still alive for the Friars in the offensive end. They turn it around for a good test onto Elko. Trezera in deep in the zone right now, is covered at the blue line. McCormick takes it to the goal line, looks to feed something towards the blue paint. Puck still alive and now covered up by Michael. Gets the whistle, 6:14 to play in the first. Long ranger. Another stop from the Lion netminder. Face-off draw back to Savalos. Poke check against him. That's going to poke this into a 2-on-1 for West Islip, skating north, and then a great poke check. Doesn't actually interrupt the play as it somehow still came out in front. Huber is thankful for his defense, though. Savalos back the other way, can't get onside in time. Going to force Healy offsides, and will take a face-off from the neutral zone. Savalos trying to dump in. West Islip eat it up quickly and spit it back out towards the blue line. Held just barely in. Great hands from Nicholas Lawler. Lawler sends it down. Jablanowski the back. Can't get it out as the door is going to open on the West Islip bench. Quickly closed. Obviously one of the greatest safety concerns that can happen in hockey. You never want to see a player accidentally clip himself into an open door. Jablanowski still staying strong with it before it's popped off by Giacopi. He looks to dive past the blue line. Or no, make that Savalos all the way past the blue line, sending it out in front. Healy an opportunity, and it's shut down by Michael Elko once more. The Lions getting some great goaltending thus far as Healy almost had himself into a breakaway. 4:35 left in the first period. Aspermonte carries it in down towards the goal line, looking for a backdoor option. West Islip getting lucky right there, but it's still in the zone. Lawler for a turnaround shot, hits off an ankle. Scooped up by Aspermonte, gives it right back to Lawler. Send it for McCormick, and what a great stop. Puck caroms down to the goal line, but for the time being, Elko has not robbed another goal. Good move from Trezera. Juking past Hoffman, now past Jablanowski as well. Trezera still holding on to the puck into the corner. Activates Lawler, looks to go through the legs. Back to Trezera. takes control of the puck, needs McCormick to actually fly in to help him up against the boards. Titchens was the one to pin it there as we get a little bit of a scrum, pokes free down towards the goal line. McCormick activates quickly to hold it there. McCormick and Lawler. McCormick now looking for another centering feed. Couldn't hit to the opposite side. Trezera. McCormick gave it away. Hoffman trying to clear. Gets a little bit of help, and now the Lions do break it out of the offensive end. That was an extended shift for the Friars, as you get the D pair changing on the back end of the play for West Islip, as Aspromonte once again has control. Head up ice. Looks to the opposite side, has Lawler there. A little fumble on the puck, but does dump it in. Back down low is Kevin Mills. Carries it around to the near side. Mills gives it off. Jablanowski cuts the repair. Jablanowski trying to challenge the entire team. Gives it off to Mills. Rattles around and ends up for the Friars as Lawler will calmly play at the length of the ice. This could be an icing and will. 2:28 remaining in the first frame. Still no score between West Islip and St. Anthony's. Face off, won by the Lions, almost getting it for an empty opportunity. Camastro down to the goal line. Stick battle ensuing. The Lions are going to win it. Credit Jeremy Sinclair. Sinclair now below the goal line, looking for a centering feed at Huber. Beat, but no shot came. Back to Kevin Mills at the blue line. Tries to tap it off for Sinclair. Holds it there for a second, then is forced away. Ryan Welter. Sinclair reloads, and the puck will deflect out of play. $1:35 left in the first period. Another long-range shot, hits a body in front. Puck still loose as it carries down below. Leading to some room for the Friars. Savalos, long-range shot saved and covered up. Oh no, still alive as Savalos was able to pick it out of the pile, wheeling it up high. Too many bodies in front for him to find some light onto the net. Trezera holds at the blue line, poked away from his grasp. Has to quickly work back to it. Savalos again, twirling around to check as he dumps it into the offensive end. First man back is Alex Jablanowski, who's played some hard minutes already this game. Savalos trying to bat it out of the air, but can't. It's just barely past him for Titchens. Eaten up by Healy. Pulls around one player. Healy finding a lot of open ice right now, challenging towards the net on the backhand, goes to the forehand, shot is saved. Lawler trying to come in for the rebound, but there wasn't anything for him to get. 34 seconds left in the first period. Score still 0-0 between St. Anthony's and West Islip. Zavalos challenged at the boards. Trying to pass it off with his backhand. Under 20 to play in the period now. West Islip, dangerous game at the blue line. Do play it away, and it's Hoffman. Hoffman, she cuts past the blue, but team is offside. 7 seconds remaining. Goaltender tonight is Michael Elko. E-L-C-O. Zavalos passing it off. Healy, opportunity, he scores! At the buzzer, St. Anthony's up by 1. So we'll take a break here on the LI Sports Network and be right back with the second period. "15 minutes back on the clock. St. Anthony's with a buzzer beater goal in the first to take a 1-0 lead. As they're back out onto the ice. Face off. Dribbles off to the near wall. Friars batted ahead. McCormack trying to get after it. Sent around him. Now the Lions into the offensive end. Touched up. Jablanowski carrying it around for a shot. Huber a save. Rebound opportunity and shuts down that as well against Jeremy Sinclair. Now Aspromonte gets the pass off. McCormack back to Aspromonte. In front. He scores. A second for the Friars. Now it's 2-0. Back to the face-off dot as now the Friars are up by 2. And like I said, they tend to score goals in bunches. I understand there was a period break between them, but technically those goals coming within a game or within a minute of game time. As Aspromonte carries it past the blue. So Aspromonte at 14:27, Liam Healy with 1 second left in the period. As it's back down the other way. Lions trying to turn something into an opportunity. Comes up top, Palmieri a shot. Or make that Lello with the shot. Ends up twisting around the boards all the way for Jeremy Sinclair. Up and out of the zone now. Long stretch pass, could go down for an icing. Sinclair did have the speed. I believe it was waved off anyways by the officials. Lions, a little bit of extend offensive time as Huber had to make a save going off to his right side. Friars do get the clear off the boards. It's worked back for Kevin Mills. Mills in past the zone. Hard pass. Friars still can break it out. Lots of speed for Bonkov through the neutral zone. His shot fought off. Tripped up down low, and that's going to be a penalty drawn by Trezera. St. Anthony's to the 2-minute 5-on-4, trying to extend their lead to 3-0. So Randazzo will go into the box for the 2 minutes. Friars go to work on the power play. Right off the draw, take a shot, goes wide off to the right side. Lawler down there to collect. He'll pull up, set up his office. Looking for a pass off to Trezera. Corrals it now, looking for his own options. A pass to the right circle is blocked aside by the Lions and cleared down the ice. Hubert gives it off for Trezera. Looks to attack from the right wing. Trezera cuts middle. Passed a couple of sticks, now poked away and cleared right back out by the Lions. 40 seconds gone on the power play as once again the Friars are back in their own end. Zavalos. He'll try to steal it past the blue. Once again denied, and the Friars have to reset for a third time. Now a minute gone in the 5-on-4 opportunity. Potential turnover. Bonkov in, on net, backhand, goes wide of the goal, still loose. Friars not showing a lot on this power play so far. Lawler takes it back to the opposite side, hits it to Healy. Sent over to Lawler. Skates it down the wall. Lawler to Healy. Gets a tip shot on net. Save is made. Five on four for another 30 seconds. St. Anthony's have been outchanced on their own power play, and another face-off loss will send Ryan Bonkov streaking towards the net. Backhand shot carries across the near side of the goal. Friars find the rebound, not a lot of time for them to work with. Good thing for them, McCormick has a lot of speed. Carries this all the way himself. Aspromonte twisting around. Does find a pass off as the Friars set up with 5 seconds left. Back to McCormick at the goal line. Looking for options. Up top, Giacopi. His shot hits a skate, deflects into the high slot, and the Lions will clear off this 5-on-4 advantage. Still in a 2-goal deficit. 10 minutes to play in the second period, and another save by Elko. Mastro was taken out, but not going to be a penalty deemed by the referees. Michael Onda bumped aside by Trezera, but held in the offensive end. Another follow-up poke check from Joseph Cummings could potentially clear the zone. Looks like there was going to be another power play for the Friars upcoming. With 9:29 left in the period, it's consecutive 5-on-4s now for St. Anthony's. Friars, nice face-off win. Zavalos showing off his mitts, looking for a pass to the near side. Shot testing Elko with Healy as traffic in front, ends up working around the boards and just out past Cummings. Jablanowski with a lot of speed to get to the puck, could look back towards his team to kill off more time. Jablanowski will rim it up and all the way back to the safe hands of Bonkov, who will then in turn ping-pong it back down. Healy twists it off. Zavalos. Good moves. Healy pulling up as he gets it towards the goal line, looking for a backwards pass, intercepted by Jablanowski, then stripped away by Trezera. Good job by Trezera to prevent a potential breakaway there. Now Jablanowski also without his stick. Not able to clear, but follow it up by Solos, and it's once again down the sheet. Under a minute on the power play for the Friars. Pass up to Lawler, hits off his stick and then right back out. Cummings will hold it, reset back to Trezera. Good stretch pass to Lawler. He'll angle towards the goal line. Long shot. Somehow challenging Elko from that angle. Back down to Lawler, looking for Zavalos out in front. And Cummings not able to hold the zone. Gives it back to Healy. 20 seconds left on the power play. Healy dances past the blue, gives off Lawler. As they were never able to hit Zavalos, who was ready for the one-time opportunity. 7 seconds left on the power play as Healy gets a nice look down low. Twisted around the boards, Trezera now evades a hit from Jablanowski, just trying to keep the puck alive as we're back to 5-on-5. St. Anthony still up by 2. Shot from Zavalos, hits a skate, ends up in the board. Zavalos gets it back. Looking to Trezera. Goes through his grasp and a shot is not far off to the left post. Half of this game gone by, about half of it still remaining. Lawler, with no one to challenge, gives a pass towards the blue paint. Jablanowski trying to air it out of the zone. It's gloved down by Zavalos, and then Espetti comes in on the second wave. Zavalos up the ice. Dances around the check from Jablanowski, and a great save by Elko in a split, getting his glove on top. Face-off goes to the blue line. A little miscue by the St. Anthony's defensive pair, and ends up as a jackpot at center ice, taken away by Aspromonte. Aspromonte trying to go through the entire West Islip defense. Repelled off to the perimeter. Circled around. McCormack gets to it first. Has Aspromonte down low. The pass to him goes underneath his stick. Brown with a chance to play it. McCormack comes away. Pass towards the slot. The one-timer fanned on. Sinclair. Now Mills. Kevin Mills on his horse, trying to get out in front, interrupted from behind. Kevin Mills gets back to it for a shot from Sinclair. Saved by Huber, the first time he's had to do anything in a while. Mainly due to these St. Anthony power plays. They'll elect for an icing and a face-off to go back down to the Friar defensive end. Shot ramps off a stick and goes out of play for another whistle. 5:28 remaining in the middle period. Bonkov, if he has the speed, could take this to a breakaway, trying to protect the puck, and his shot is saved by Huber down low. Off the rebound, Trezera trying to wheel it up ice. Jukes around a couple of players, gives it off, and then the Lions are able to find the clear with about 5 minutes remaining in the second period. St. Anthony's still up 2-0 over West Islip, trying to remain undefeated in their junior varsity season. This would be their 8th win of the year and would move the Lions to a respectable 500 at 4-4. Trezera. Down low to Camastro, trying to go back to Trezera. Walks it middle, backhand shot was a little too weak. Hoffman comes away with it and she'll clear over the stick of Titchens. He's past the blue line, trying to go back to Hoffman. Intercepted by the Friars, and they'll poke it to center ice. Juliana almost getting a chance to win it back, but Trezera takes it away from her. Jukes past a couple of hits as well. Trezera drags off to the far side, down below the goal line. Swings it up the boards. Friars still have it. Welter fell down. It looks like he was on the end of a shift as well. Not a lot of speed left in his legs. 3:55 now left in the second period. Lawler off the tie-up, trying to hit Savalos down low, joined by Healy. Savalos dances past one, sends it into the blue paint, but it clears completely. Lawler now at the goal line, sharp angle, wasn't able to put it on net. Savalos on the rebound, trying to dance past two, gives it back out for Rainey. Tried to dump it in, but it deflects out of the zone. Lions in a potentially dangerous position as Espetti dumped it to Santos, trying to send it. Nothing doing right there for the Lions, and it's broken free into a breakaway. Here comes Savalos in on net, drags it to the middle, rings it off the crossbar. .310 remaining in the second period. Healy will step in for the faceoff. Trying to win it forward. Healy at the goal line. Almost middle for Savalos. Barely avoided as Espetti takes it now. Espetti down low in the circle. Tried to pull it through a pair. Instead it ends up with Savalos racing ahead. As Healy off to his left side, Savalos through the legs to the goal line. Backhand centering feed, not going to go. Lawler instead operates down low, trying to hit it to Savalos going towards the slot. Too many bodies there. Healy does a good job to win it back, turns it into a shot. Fought off, another opportunity, almost works free for Savalos. Elko making a flurry of saves as well. Savalos will hold on to possession. Nice edge work at the blue line. Couldn't angle off Bonkov, though. Now he's past the blue. Bonkov snaps it above the crossbar. Bonkov, another look at the puck, but it sails past the blue line right back to him. 2-minute warning in this period. Jablanowski leaps it. Friars trying to get it away. Interrupted by Espetti once more. Gives it off. Jablanowski, a good opportunity. Huber, better save. One of the biggest tests for the St. Anthony's netminder all game. Comes up clutch, keeps it 2-0. McCormack, he's got a lot of speed and a partner in Aspromonte. McCormack thinking shot, and it's once again saved by Elko. Face-off played off the glass and down the ice. Sinclair trying to race for it. His shot, another great stop. Brandon getting on top of it with $1:20 left in the second period. Good move from Jablanowski. Wiggles down the wall, sends it. Puck loose into the corner now. Espetti will pick it up. Gives it back towards the blue line. It's Bonkov with it again, looking for Espetti down the wall. To Bonkov. They try to tap it around the traffic, but it's out towards center ice. Now a takeaway. McCormack into a one-on-one. Drags through the legs, but it's interrupted by the skate blade of Kevin Mills. Under a minute to play in the second period. The Friars scored at the top of the second, at the bottom of the first. That's how we're in the 2-0 tilt. Let's see if they can get a second buzzer beater with 30 ticks remaining. Takeaway from Jablanowski, going to make that a lot harder. Trezera was able to win it as the lone man back away from Bonkov. Sends it to the opposite side. McCormack. Hooked a little bit from behind. No call from the referee, so it was legal. Puck in the corner. Aspromonte now joining the fray. Aspromonte almost getting a pass off there. Elko just tapping it down to the end boards to kill off the remainder of this time. We go to the third period. St. Anthony's up 2-0. And we're back for the third period here on the LI Sports Network. 15 minutes remained as West Islip trying to find their first. In all fairness, it's been a very, very close game, primarily because of Elko. It's the face-off won by the Friars. Dumped in deep, just barely past the reach. Bonkov trying to cut middle. Bonkov now goes up. Mills, opportunity, his shot blocked out in front, rebound, save is made. Savalos looking to pull the wire, but he was denied at the blue line. Back from Mills. Blocked down by Savalos, not able to hold on to it. Espetti took it away from him. Cuts past the blue. Jablonski had it in the zone for a second before it was poked off his stick. Mills with another dump-in chance, and it will be down for an icing. Healy will step up for the O-zone draw. Won by the Friars towards the blue line. Almost a little danger in doing so as Ryan Bonkov was quick towards the puck. Centering try from Lawler, not going to reach our second opportunity. Healy taps it around, somehow staying out of the back of the net. Lions avoid disaster. Flurry of opportunities continue as Lawler tried to jam it past Elka, was shut down. Jablonski, now an opportunity, racing down the right wall, in on net. Jablonski couldn't get the backhander through. Zavalos creeps up the wall, poked away from him. Espetti back the other way, meets some traffic. Now Jablonski looks to the far side. Bonkov cuts past the blue, looks to rifle the shot. It's above the crossbar, rimming all the way around. Lions with another dump attempt. Glove down now, Cummings cycles to the opposite side, goes off the high wall and out. Savalos trying to get there in time, but Jablonski beats him to the spot. Dump and chase for Jablonski. Works off the wall, down to the goal line. Wrapping around, met by Savalos, takes the puck away. Those two will tie up in the corner. Healy coming out to help out his Friars teammate, and St. Anthony's will take it. And as Jablonski will stick down that puck, but Lawler gets back for it. Gives it off Savalos, trying to return the favor. Taken away Bonkov. Turns around for his options, but accidentally sends it right back to the Friars. Healy trying to grasp it on the long reach. For Bonkov again. Bonkov down to the goal line, wraps around. Hits Jablonski, works it middle, his pass intercepted. Now some room for Lawler to work. Takes a hip check from Jablonski, but this is going to be a 2-on-0. Back in on net, and we're going to get a whistle behind the play. I believe this is going to go on Lawler for a hit on Jablonski, so a power play upcoming for the Lions. Face-off won by the Lions as they're in desperate need of a goal. A pass up to the blue line. Brown for a long ranger. Rebound comes back out in front. Both shut down by the Friars. Sinclair can't twist it around the boards. It comes to the near side and poked away. McCormack now into a foot race against Mills. Not going to get to the spot first. Mills twisting back to his own zone as McCormack blows a tire. Dumped in. Lions go on the hunt. McCormack gets there first again and clears the zone. 45 seconds gone by in the West Islip power play. Mills looking for options. Does find it to open ice. This is Anderson Brown looking to the center. Sinclair, a shot was interrupted and ends up wide of the net. Fluttering down into the slot. Sinclair, a back pass. Gets it to Brown again. His shot off to the left side this time. Another centering feed for Sinclair. Out in front and they score. West Islip within one. I believe it's Rondazzo to get the credit. Or excuse me, it's DeSantos out in front to get the goal credit. Bonkov gives it away off the wall. Welter wasn't able to capitalize on it, but his teammates keep it in the zone for him. Puck exchanges hands a couple of times. Friars looking to force it past the blue line. Jablonski on a good stick lift, works it away, but Trezera's right on top of it to dump in. Hoffman couldn't get it out. Trezera looking for an outlet pass. Curled around the boards for a second. The Lions now once again trying to clear their end. But it's that pesky far point that's been a problem for them. 10 minutes left in the third period. West Islip now officially on the board. Their first goal just a couple of seconds ago. Jablonski had it, lost it. Now for Camastro, dumped in. Carrying off the boards, Elko thought about playing it, then allows his defense to do it for him. Jablonski looking for a hit in the left wing corner. Friars still hold on to it. Work down below the goal line. Wrap attempt to the far side now. Elko trying to get over in time. Rebound, and they score. As we're back to live, St. Anthony's reestablishing their 2-goal lead as Lawler curls down to the goal line. Elko in a split right now trying to cover up the net, makes one save. Rebound goes out to Savalos, trying to twirl in a crowd, pops out to Sinclair, and he'll clear the end. Past the blue line, but offsides for the Lions. Lawler twists it in, trying to get it off to Healy. Glove couldn't take it away from Mills. Second opportunity, gets his stick lifted, and now Mills will carry it up. Mills harassed from behind by Lawler, still carrying it all the way to the goal line, looking to pop out the other side. Sharp angle shot ends up behind the net. Circles to the opposite boards. One pass will clear it out to Lawler. Settles the rolling puck. Lawler dicing past the blue, looking for Savalos on the opposite end. Couldn't go between his own legs. Held up at the boards for a second. Now Savalos swipes it aside. Going end to end, avoiding a hit there. Savalos into the middle. His shot hits traffic. Glove down. The Friars still have it in a dangerous position. One too many stick handles, though, and Mills is able to shut it down. Trezera takes another hit from Mills. Now finds some room. Wrapping around for the shot, and it's saved by Elko. Half of this period gone, half of it remaining. One goal for either side, and because of it, the Lions still down by 2. Spetti trying to get it cleared. Aspromonte gave him a challenge, but it is out. McCormack back for it. Dumped in, but it's to Bonkov. Swings it to the near side. Pass ahead for Jablonski, a little bit out of his reach, but he'll race after it regardless. Digging it out of the left wing corner. has his teammate James Espetti joining him. The pass was to the slot where McCormick was all alone. He'll give it out. Aspromonte trying to beat a crowd. Helped out by Cummings, but Bonkov takes it away. Twisted around the boards and a big collision. That's going to lead to a nice break opportunity for the Lions. Past the blue line. Jablonski with it right now, looking for options. Almost pulled the cord, but Bonkov couldn't get the shot off. Jablonski takes a bump. 2-on-2 over on the left side. Right side. Popped out, and Huber will make another save. 6:24 remaining in regulation. And we'll take a timeout here on the LI Sports Network as we have a timeout on the ice, and be right back with the rest of the third period. And we're back for the rest of the third period. Face off in the offensive end for the Lions as they need to generate some offense, and quickly. Puck rattles around a couple of times. Now the Friars get the clear out, and they have some speed up the ice as well. Shot, save, Elko. Jablonski there for the rebound. Gives it off to Espetti, kept alive in the offensive end. Now to McCormick. Looks to go middle, his shot. Not far off. Espetti cuts it through. Weaving through traffic, off Bonkov. Jablonski pulls the trigger, but couldn't get it in on net. Too many bodies out in front, and the Friars shut down a dangerous opportunity. Back the other way. Held at the blue line. Cycle down low. Lions now with 5:30 to operate with. Jablonski will take it back, one of the dangerous players for this Lions side. Loses his handle. Espetti will chase it down. Jablonski joining in on the back ends. 2-on-2 developing there. Jablonski will come away with possession. Jablonski guiding. His backhander off target. Comes back forward in the corner. Has Mills up top. Here's Mills walking right. Looking for a pass down low to Espetti. Back to Jablonski. Room for a slap shot. Save made. Huber looking for it. Puck still loose, and now we get the whistle. 4:55 left in the third. Mills will hold off the draw, trying to weave the shot around Lawler. It got towards the slot before it was knocked down. Now the Friars break out 3-on-2. Trezera with a nice wrister, but Elko is always going to be good for that stop. Off the draw, the Friars possess. Savalos along range. Carries off to the right wing side. Lawler just trying to hold it there. Bonkov to Jablonski, back to Ryan. Intercepted in the neutral zone now by Savalos. Tries for a bank pass over to Healy. Now Lawler will come in and send a fluttering puck into the left wing corner. Once again, back forward is Kevin Mills. Mills, dangerous pass to Espetti, but does connect it. Espetti past the blue line. Fades off to the right side. Carries, goal line. Down below, challenged by Lawler. Hits Jablonski. His shot almost tipped in front. Lots of danger right there with 3:58 now remaining in the third period. Off the draw, Aspromonte will get it out. Anderson Brown in a 2-on-1 will fire it towards his bench just to get it out of danger. Juliana Hoffman looking for a pass at the blue line, tipped aside by Aspromonte. Now Jablonski challenges for it. Brown on the step up, worked away from him. Jablonski waving off his man, saying he'll take this one himself, trying to protect the puck on his backhand. Met at the blue line, it's forced off his stick. Fired right back at him. Up for grabs. Friars come away with it. Giocopi, a shot, rebound. Great leg save. Elko needed some help and got it from his team. Now 3 minutes left. Aspromonte up top. More opportunities seemingly presenting themselves at every corner for the Friars. But now it's back the other way. Jablonski dragging on the backhand, looking to the goal line, sending it out in front, but no one pulled off the shot. Jablonski now pressed into the boards, has some support from Bonkov coming in, still working it to the blue line before putting it deeper on the backhand. Jake after it, gets it off. Bonkov a shot, rings the bar, but doesn't go down. So close to making this a one-goal game again. 2:30 remaining. Jablonski can't hold it in off the far point. Bonkov dicing through the traffic, carries past the blue line. All the way down. Returns it up top. Espetti, long drive, tipped in front, but high of the net. Jablonski rifles it in. Back forward is Trezera, challenged instantly by DeSantos, the only goal scorer in this game for West Islip. Turnover, Espetti in a dangerous location, in, he scores! One goal game. Three to two now the score. $1:49 left in regulation. The Lions have made this more than a possibility. Lawler trying to find it in his skates, flips it off the high glass and out. Savalos and Healy trying to pounce on the puck right away, but it avoids their grasp. Now it's Jablonski off to Bonkov, cuts past the blue, long shot. Huber makes the save and covers up. Looks like we're going to get a penalty here. Lawler off to the box. So it's going to be a 5-on-4 for the rest of the game for West Islip if they can't score. And we'll get one more timeout here on the LI Sports Network before we get into the final 1:30. And we're back. Power play for West Islip. Looks like Elko is getting ready to go out of the net as well if they win the faceoff. Lions just looking for possession right now. Mills holds it in past the blue line. Bonkov gives it off. Jablonski, there goes Elko. Empty net. Jablonski, a blast, breaks a stick out in front. Puck still loose as Espedi tries to get towards it. Centering feed, and the Friars fight it off, but still controlled. Jablonski mishandling the puck a little bit. Espedi is there for it. His shot ramps off a stick, hits off the end boards. Friars just looking to get some semblance of defense out in front as they're into a 6-on-4 on the ice. Mills a long drive, blocked out in front. Lions keep it alive. Mills another shot. This time it ramps off his stick again. Comes back up top. Jablonski with traffic, looking for the back door. It was almost poked home. Sinclair in front as the Friars try to clear, and they'll get it past the blue line and out. 40 seconds remaining in the third period. Jablonski will come for it, looks to the opposite end. Bonkov breaks past the blue line, but he's called off. 31 ticks, and this game is still on a knife's edge. Elko will come back for the face-off. I'm assuming if West Islip get even a little bit of possession, he'll be right back off to the bench. They do win the draw. Looking for the dump in. It's held up for a second. Now Bonkov takes it, looking across to Jablonski. That was almost perfect for the Lions, but now Jablonski has to reset. Goal is still occupied. Jablonski has to get on sides. It's poked away from the Friars. 13 seconds left on the clock. All the way down. Elko has to play this himself, but the icing is waved off. Jablonski now has to go the length. 4 seconds left, angled off by a couple of players, and the Friars will kill it out. A gutsy 3-2 victory. St. Anthony's stay flawless at 8-0-0, and a heartbreak for the Lions as they fall to 4-4. But still, what a fight from West Islip. Once again, your final score 3-2 here on the last game of the day for the South Rinks. My name's Kevin Broderick. Thank you so much for tuning in. I was joined by Rowan Hlodick. Wow. So much action, I forgot my coworker's last name for a second. But it's all good, as we will go 3-2 final score. Thank you so much for watching.